track on that. It might skim the northern part of Sterling, but still, Sterling, Rock Falls, you need to be in shelter. Here we go. Some of these communities, the Full Gospel Academy, Community General Hospital, Sterling here at 4:15. That's when this will be moving in. Again, very tight indication of circulation. It's north of Linden, north of the I-88 corridor right now, but right here, again, and there's some hail as well with this, so kind of a dual threat. Again, that is a concern right now. Just to the east of Morrison, good indication we could have a tornado there. So you folks over towards Sterling, Rock Falls, northeastern Whiteside County, be in your shelters now. And that warning goes until 4:45. So we're going to stay with this, as that is not a good indication there, Kyle. And this is closer to that boundary, closer to that low pressure system. So makes sense that we're seeing this one really get going. Drop into the south here. So again, you folks here just to the east of Morrison might even be close enough that maybe some outskirting either subdivisions or homes in the Morrison area might be affected. But you can see here's Highway 30, that circulation right there. And again, probably by now, since we're seeing these storms move to the northeast at 40 to 50 miles an hour, that circulation probably somewhere up here by now. But fast moving storm, it could have a tornado with that, so we're going to keep a,
and there's your update
there we
right
go.
there.
Yeah, that looks, folks, I would say that if we might have a tornado on the ground here just to the northeast of Morrison. So let's see here, I'm having a hard time seeing these. So Hazel Road along and north of Hazel Road right now, that is the area right here is where we're seeing that strong indication of circulation.
Yeah, that's right, Kyle. And again, this is for radar indicated tornado. I'm looking at some debris on a different source here. Doesn't look like we have any debris as detected by radar, but again, this is the potential for a tornado just to the east of Morrison, right there between Hazel Road and Ward Road, heading toward Round Grove Road. Those areas really need to be aware that there could possibly be a tornado here at any moment's notice. And right now, it is 4 o'clock. You're watching kwqc TV6 in Davenport, Iowa, as we are on the air with wall-to-wall coverage of a tornado warning in effect for portions of Whiteside and Carroll County until 4:45. So normally you would see your 4 o'clock news. That is preempted right now due to severe weather. And we have a continuation of a severe thunderstorm warning in portions of Bureau, Henry, and Whiteside County for 60-mile-per-hour winds. And again, we've had ping pong ball to golf ball size hail reported in this storm as well. So we have multiple warnings ongoing.
Yeah, and real quick here, let's stay on this shot here, Kyle, but I want to mention right now the threat is along and east of Linden Road up in Whiteside County. Good indication that there's some circulation there, but again here, folks, we have multiple storms that we need to talk about going north to south here. The most concerning right now continues to be here in Whiteside County with that tornado warning just to the east and maybe to the northeast of Morrison right now. So there that is. You can see a lot of lightning, maybe some hail with that, but there is that circulation here. And here's Linden Road right there. You can see just to the east of that, maybe east of Linden Road and to the north of Hazel Road here, just east-northeast of Morrison. That is the area right there. You can see where that circulation is. We have those reds matching up with those greens. And the structure of this, the way it looks, is here's your winds flowing into the storm and your winds flowing out, and now it's starting to kind of spin a little bit there. I doubt if we go to correlation coefficient, we'll probably...
Yeah, there's nothing showing up. Okay. I've got it pulled up on my phone here, but we just got an update on that warning. It does continue here until 4:45. Still radar indicated, so we don't have any indication of a tornado producing any damage right now. But as you just saw from radar, and as we've been mentioning, just east of Morrison, right around the Malvern area, that's where we have that potential for a tornado as this storm moves very quickly off to the northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So I'm going to go ahead and put a pause on this storm, pull up the relative velocity, and kind of get a little closer look at this. As we were mentioning earlier, it does look like this is going to track just to the north of the Sterling Rock Falls metro, but I would say if you're in Sterling, still this is going to be a very strong storm. If you're in Milledgeville, stay in your shelter place, lowest level of your home. Of course, that would be the basement. That's the best spot. If you don't have a basement, interior room, such as a closet and maybe a bathroom with no windows, that is going to be the key here as you are sheltering from these storms that, again, have the potential to produce a tornado, as well as hail up to the size of ping pongs or golf ball size hail. Just got a report in Henry County where we continue with the severe thunderstorm warning of some nickel size hail in the Galva area. And you can certainly see by radar, this is a very strong storm moving into Galva. So Galva might even get some larger hail out of this. Again, a tornado is possible there in northern portions of Knox County, right around the Oneida area or just to the east of Oneida. We'll get in a little bit tighter here to show you kind of the strongest part of the storm right now around Bishop Hill. So I'm going to take the lightning off. There's lots of lightning with these storms, but it's really this storm that we're concerned about with hail right around Oneida and Altona, tracking up to the north and east toward Galena. This product generally updates a little bit later than the radar, so Galva likely seeing that hail core right as we speak. So that portion of the severe thunderstorm warning does continue here into portions of Henry County. Let's get that up there if we could. There we go, until 4:15. And again, a tornado is also possible in this one. The primary concern is maybe some hail, but there could be a couple of areas of rotation within this little bit of the line. And that's the kind of environment we're in. You know, with these storms kind of converging into multiple line segments, we're concerned for maybe some brief spin up. So if you have any damage that you need to report after the storms, you can send those our way so we can pass them on to the National Weather Service.
And we've got, thankfully, we've got a lot of people sending stuff in. We really appreciate that. The newsroom is working on kind of dissecting that information. Just to back out a little bit here, we continue with several warnings, folks. We got the severe thunderstorm warning. We'll kind of go from south to north this time. So you folks northeast of Galesburg, you're out of the clear. You're in the clear. You're good. This is past. It's to your northeast now. We continue with a hail threat, but again, we got to watch now as this looks to be more of a bow echo style, a damaging wind threat. But what we can get is just like what we saw a couple weeks ago, where along that line we could get a few spin up type tornadoes. Then also moving into northwestern parts of Bureau County, we've got that storm as well that has had a history of producing. We've had reports of rotation when this was back in the Geneseo area. We have reports of golf ball sized hail in the Orion area. So that is over top of Hoople right now, Walnut, and then probably New Bedford, northwestern portions of Bureau County along Highway 40 moving into Whiteside County. That's going to be an area of concern. Tampico, Prophetstown. Prophetstown, you're out of the clear now, but we continue with this possible tornado here near just to the northeast of Morrison. And it looks like it's now, we still have a good circulation there. We'll pin that out here for you. It's not as tight as it was down near Morrison, but you can still see here we got these reds and greens matching up. That is circulation there. That's winds moving in different directions close to each other. And so right now, that threat remains kind of here almost on the edge of this warning. So I would say for right now, if you're in Sterling Rock Falls, it looks like the main area of concern is going to go to your north. It looks like they just trimmed that back a little bit to not include Sterling anymore. So good news there. Sterling, Rock Falls, you've got a severe thunderstorm warning, but that tornado warning now continues here in this vicinity. It's pretty much over rural areas right now. But hey, we know a lot of people out there that have farmsteads out there, and you folks are under the gun now. So again, we continue with that possible circulation there, along with a hail threat. And again, a lot of lightning with this storm. Yeah, $half size hail possible here with this severe thunderstorm. We've also had history of up to golf ball size hail as well. So we're going to keep an eye on these storms for the hail threat as well as the tornado threat. So as Kyle mentioned, this is they kind of narrowed in on this tornado warning. Now it's out of the Morrison area, Sterling Rock Falls, out of the tornado warning. This particular storm was located over Coletta, moving off to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour. So again, we are keeping a very close eye on this storm near Coletta, just northeast of Morrison, as we continue to get signs of some rotation. Does not look as strong as what it maybe was earlier, but still they're right around White Pigeon. We are concerned for not only the potential of a tornado, but also some very heavy rainfall as well as that hail. So again, this line of storms continues to track off to the east. We'll take you down to Henry County here for this storm right over Galva. Kewanee, you need to stay inside right now. You're about to get pummeled with
likely up to 60-mile-per-hour winds, perhaps some hail as well. We've had reports of nickel-size hail in the Galva area. This storm has the possibility to produce at least quarter-size hail as it continues to track off to the northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So we'll go ahead and put a track on this one as well, as it is right now near the Kewanee area, just northeast of Galesburg, tracking off to the east-northeast. So we'll include Princeton in this. It'll be around Princeton at 3:49, but before that it'll be in Toulon at 4:17, Bradford 4:26, Wyoming just after 4:30, and Depew at 4:48. And
yeah,
we have another picture of hail. Brady, where's this hail picture at? Okay, so this is, we're not sure where exactly this photo came from, but you can see that this is probably quarter to golf ball size hail. And again, the hailstones aren't all coming in on the size of golf balls. They all vary, but some of those larger hailstones could be the size of golf ball, maybe even some ping pong ball size hail. So hopefully we can get a location for this, but let's go back to the radar here where we continue to track these storms as they move off to the northeast at 40 miles per hour.
Yeah, and it looks like right now we've got, you know, several storms here. And you see this, these maze looks like a 3-year-old drew up a bunch of lines on our map here. What we've got is we've got several severe thunderstorm warnings right now. We'll kind of break them down for you, and one tornado warning. So severe thunderstorm warning continues now from north to south here for Carroll County. This is southeastern Carroll County near the Lanark area, getting ready to cross into Ogle County. Chadwick, it's just to your east now around the Route 40 corridor. Milledgeville, you're getting in on all the action now. Area of circulation continues right now near the Penrose Road area and just to the west of Route 40 here in parts of Whiteside County. So you can see that there. It is broad rotation. It does not look as organized as it did down near Morrison, which is certainly some good news, but we want to continue to watch that. Again, tornado watch continues until 8 p.m. So we're going to watch that area. And then heading down to the south here, we've got really, it looks like the storm that is now starting to get its act together is going to be this one here in the Kewanee area. A lot of lightning. We continue with that tornado possible tag as well. And this is going to be the one, yeah, look at that hail in that. That is some good sized hail.
And that hail's probably over Kewanee right now.
Yeah, so Kewanee, Neponset, up towards Tiscoa, Wyanett, Princeton, Sheffield. You folks need to be moving to shelter. There's a little bit of circulation there, yeah. Right now, just outside of Galva, here along North 300th Avenue and maybe towards Midland Road. And an update there, Kyle, that just slid off to the east a little bit. And we continue with a little bit. Yeah, continue. So Kewanee, you know what? Hey, you're not under a tornado warning, but what's wrong with being safe? I'd move to shelter now. The Goshen Township area too. That looks something interesting there. Again, along this line, we could have little embedded circulations. We want to keep an eye out for that. And
even up in toward the Hoople area, we're looking at maybe a little bit of rotation on the north side of town there, maybe a little bit heading into Bureau County as well. So again, that's why these severe thunderstorms have, the severe thunderstorm warnings have these tags as tornadoes possible, because they could spin up a tornado at any given moment due to the fact that we are in an environment with a lot of spin in the atmosphere, especially as we have this low pressure and this cold front that's moving through the area. So we're going to continue to really keep an eye on these storms. But as we take a wider view here, again, the reason why we're on air wall to wall is because of this tornado warning here in effect for portions of northern Whiteside County. It does not include Morrison anymore. It does not include Sterling Rock Falls, but nonetheless, extreme southeastern Carroll County and portions of Whiteside County. Again, we've had a history of these producing hail, getting a lot of viewer reports of hail in Orion, but right now our most concern is this severe thunderstorm right now, in this tornado warning rather, in portions of Carroll and Whiteside County. This goes until 4:45 here this afternoon, and let's get another look at velocity here. And again, nothing really tight. It looks like we're kind of getting on the edge of this tornado warning, but if you're in Milledgeville, stay in your shelter place.
Now let's go down to Galva. So I'm really concerned, get more and more concerned about if we go to reflectivity. Well, we could stay on this product too, but we still see maybe some circulation. But if we go to reflectivity, Kyle, we can show you here what, well, with the lightning there, it's, the lightning is just intense, folks. But we're noticing this really intensifying. Every scan we've seen with radar, it continues to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And we look at some other products, and we're really seeing a really tight area here just to the south of Kewanee, maybe some circulation. So I want to continue to watch that storm, but again, we continue with that severe thunderstorm warning. If you're in Kewanee, get to shelter now. Again, it's best to just be cautious, and we have a tornado possible tag on this. We're in the environment that is conducive for tornadoes, so we want to make sure we hit on that. But again, the main threat right now continues to be hail, and some damaging hail for sure with some of these storms.
And we are getting reports of now quarter-size hail, so that's our threshold for severe hail there in Galva. So that is heading toward Kewanee and Wethersfield. So again, we are getting several reports on radar of at least 1 inch in diameter hail, and sometimes the radar underdoes the hail size, especially on this product. So we could see hail that is larger than that as well. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on this storm between Galva and Kewanee.
Yeah, and Kyle, the one thing too here is that we're noticing on this hail tracker, look how broad this hail core is. I mean, that's huge. That's a big area that is seeing. Yeah, it's from the northern portion of Knox County all the way up into the Kewanee area. Heads up Kewanee, it's coming your way. So this is some big time hail here. Severe thunderstorm warning continues here for Knox County up into Henry County, into Bureau County, the western half of Bureau County, northern part of Stark County. And then we got some more warnings here still, parts of northwestern Bureau County to include this storm here. So just a mess of warnings. We continue with that tornado warning here into Whiteside County as well.
Yes, and the latest update there is that this is still radar indicated, so that's good news. We have not had any reports of any damage out of this, but we do continue with that potential for some broad rotation there just to the south of Milledgeville, about to cross County Road 40 there, right around Tampico Road. So again, some broad rotation, kind of getting a little bit muddled up here on the radar, but this storm also has the potential to produce some hail as well as some gusty wind, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with this warning as it's kind of getting close out of the polygon. So perhaps we want to get ready for the 4 o'clock news to join in if they do cancel this warning a little bit earlier, as it's about to move out of the TV6 viewing area. But we continue with that severe thunderstorm warning, as we were just mentioning, in portions of Henry and Bureau County. Again, a slew of warnings here as we continue with this strong line of storms. It's almost about to converge into one larger line here. All of this has the potential to produce damaging wind, large hail, quarter to golf ball size, pardon me. And again, we're watching circulations along this line for that potential of a tornado. So again, that tornado watch is going to continue here until 8 o'clock, especially for areas near and east of the Mississippi River. Kyle.
Okay, so we have a spotter right now here in northwestern Bureau County near the New Bedford area. Let's jump over to radar real quick here, and we're going to see they're seeing a wall cloud here. And again, once we get, and this is fine, we could take max 2. So I'll go out and skirt that up a little bit more to the north here. But you can see, we'll get to the New Bedford storm here in just a second, but this is an area, you see all these pinks and real dark colors. That's where we're seeing that hail. But you can see how, and here's an update coming through, how this is starting to turn into more of a bowing push of air. And Kyle's got something here.
Yeah, we've got max 1 up, Kyle, so we can see that storm in New Bedford.
So I've got right now, we've got a spotter out here that is watching this, and right in this vicinity, there is no tornado warning right now, but he is seeing a rotating wall cloud. And what a wall cloud is, it's pretty much the stage before a tornado. The cloud starts to lower, starts to really pull in some of that, we call it inflow, some of that warm air to feed the updraft. And he's near New Bedford, so he's probably, I would say, looking in this vicinity right here. And that's where he's seeing that. This is going to be west of Normandy, right along the Route 40 corridor here. So this area, so we want to watch that. Again, tornadoes are possible. Just because there is no tornado warning, you want to take these warnings seriously. So just northwest of New Bedford here, getting ready to cross into parts of Whiteside County, southwest of the Deer Grove area. We have a spotter there that is watching this rotating wall cloud. We're going to let our friends at the National Weather Service know that we've got sight on that, and we continue with that threat. So again, moving into eventually maybe the Tampico area, we want to watch that area as we could have a developing circulation there.
And you know, it's those circulations that we've been keeping a very close eye on, and that's why our severe weather tags have included that possibility of a tornado, even though it's not a tornado warning. So it's very important, especially in this type of environment, to treat these severe thunderstorm warnings as if they are tornado warnings. So again, you can see some clusters of storm just by looking at the lightning, at these storms just really gaining strength as they move into this really juicy environment. I apologize for using juicy, but it is what what it is. We've got some humid air, some warm air in place. So really over Kewanee, we're likely getting some pretty decent sized hail as this moves off to the east toward Osceola as well as Neponset. So if you're in those areas, just stay in your shelter place. Again, treat this as if it is a tornado warning because we could have some embedded areas of circulation, maybe just to the north of Kewanee there around North 200th Avenue.
Yeah, look at that. Starting I would say west of Neponset there, we see these what we call inflow notches. And what it is, again, folks, what we're looking at here is velocity. So right where Kyle Keel has circled there, you see that? That is indicating that we've got winds. The green is winds moving towards the radar site. Radar is right now up here in Davenport, so in the Quad Cities. So the green is those winds rushing into the storm. That's the inflow. And the red is winds rushing out. It's not very organized. But when we start to see them match up and you kind of see that green start to kind of inject into the storm a little bit, shows that we could have a little bit of a circulation. So something we want to watch. So Neponset, up the Route 34, Route 6 corridor here in western Bureau County, eventually off towards Wyanett, then Princeton. You folks should move to shelter. Again, on top of the threat of maybe a circulation, maybe some rotation or a tornado, really, the hail is big enough you want to be inside with this thing. You don't want to be outside. Heavy rain, a lot of lightning, nasty, nasty storm. Getting ready to move into Bureau County as we speak. And
the Geneseo Police Department, of course, these are the same storms that moved through Geneseo here relatively not too long ago. The viaduct on College Avenue is impassable. So if you're using that to get to your destination this evening, you want to avoid that right now. That was posted by the Geneseo Police Department. So now we're getting some reports of impassable roads as this severe thunderstorm continues to move through Kewanee, east of Anawan, heading into Bureau County. So Neponset, you're getting some heavy rain right now. The strongest part of the storm is going to continue to move into your area. In fact, I want to take a look at the hail core right now, right over Kewanee. And again, this hail core is delayed a little bit, but I'll put this on a loop here over the last hour or so, and you can certainly see that hail core has really not budged much between Galva and Kewanee. So this is going to continue to move off to the northeast into Bureau County, right around the Neponset area. So be prepared for some hail, be prepared for some gusty wind, potentially 50 to 60 miles per hour. We just got a new tornado warning now, just as I was talking, until 4:45 for Bureau and Henry County. This is for a radar indicated tornado, the severe thunderstorm capable of producing the tornado located over Kewanee, moving to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. So as Kyle was just mentioning, east of Kewanee, especially right there along East 300th Street, around North 750th Avenue, that's where we have this broad rotation, and this is where we have that potential of a tornado right along Kentville Road. So if you are in Neponset, we've been talking about Neponset here for a while. Be in your shelter place, as we now have a tornado warning until 4:45 here for portions of Henry County, including Kewanee, and heading into Bureau County. So I'm going to put a track here on that area of rotation as it moves off to the northeast here at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. This is good news. We don't have a lot of towns popping up, but Bureau Valley High School, that's where you need to make sure you are in your shelter place. Neponset, make sure you're in your shelter place. Kewanee, even though the strongest part of the storm is kind of getting off to your east, stay in your shelter place, because now we have that possibility of a tornado here into Henry County, heading into Bureau County. So that now puts us at one tornado warning, because that tornado warning in northern Whiteside County has now been canceled due to the fact that we're not seeing that potential of rotation. So we've been keeping an eye on this storm, Kyle, and it continues to show some signs of strengthening.
Yes, and we've got, I want to thank Burke Whittington. He is just to the south of Neponset here. He's got eyes on this, watching it, and he's noticing several little, what he's calling tags, dropping down and rotating. So just to the south of Neponset is where this is. Look at that right there. Really seeing a spike. This is near the Osceola area here in Stark County. So folks know where the Kentville Road is. Kentville Road runs right through here, southern Bureau County. So yeah, right there. So it's going to be along and south of the Kentville here. And I'm going to turn to another monitor here and see and get another crossroad. So eventually moving maybe just to the south of Neponset, but again, this is moving to the northeast. So you folks in Tiscoa, heads up, this is heading towards you. Does this include Princeton? Is this
I don't believe so.
Okay,
no.
So just to the west, southwest of Princeton, but hey, heads up in Princeton, this is a really tight circulation starting to form here just on the south side of Osceola. So We want to continue to watch that, but also maybe some redevelopment down here near the Toulon area. So this whole storm does include a little bit of Kewaunee, but I can tell you Kewaunee, it looks like right now the area of circulation is going to be just to your east. So I would say northern, this little northern block, if you will, of Stark County, north of the Toulon area, maybe towards Bradford here, and then eventually towards Neponset, off towards Tiscoa, Wyanett. You are included under that warning, Wyanett. And then Sheffield, take shelter now.
And we just have a track on this storm as a whole, not necessarily the tornado warning part of the storm, but Kyle was mentioning Princeton. Even though you're not under any sort of warning right now, this storm, which has had a history of producing quarter to golf ball size hail, is continuing to track east with that potential of a tornado, with the potential of 60-mile-per-hour winds. So it'll be in Langley around 426, Tiscoa 437, Princeton at 440, Dover at 447, and at 452 in Depew, as these storms continue to move off to the northeast at about 35 to 45 miles per hour. So again, this storm has really held its own here over the last hour or so. We really see no weakening in the storm. That's indicative by that cluster of lightning strikes that you see from Neponset to Kewaunee back up to the north just west of Walnut. So again, this tornado warning continues until 4:45. It includes Kewaunee, it includes Neponset, but right now it is getting east of Kewaunee and heading toward the Neponset area. So that tornado warning continues until 4:45, and we continue with the potential for that very large hail up to the size of golf balls in portions of Bureau and Henry County. So just to the west of Princeton, that's where we do have that potential for that golf ball size hail.
Okay, let's take Max 2, please. If we can go to Max 2. What we've got now, something we haven't seen all day, and you can see right here, look at this, is called a TVS, or tornadic vortex signature. Good indication that we have a developing tornado here near the Osceola area, or Osceola area right now. So you see that spinning. It says early right now, but good indication. That is, again, we don't see this very often. So right now, a concentrated area of rotation really near the Osceola area here, getting ready to cross into Bureau County. If you're in that warning here, so here's Princeton right here. Okay, folks, so Princeton, so Wyanett, Tiscoa, shelter now. Also here towards Sheffield, Neponset, and look at that right there, Kyle. We got several tornadic vortex signatures. We don't see this very often, folks. So now that we have two areas here, one near the Neponset area and then one down here near the Osceola area, we have two tornadic vortex signatures showing up here. This is a very serious situation, folks. You need to take shelter now if you're here in Bureau County. So again, along and north of the Kentville Road here, along Route 34, that obviously turns into Route 6. If you're anywhere in there, if you're a farmstead out there, into any of these small communities here in the southwestern portion of Bureau County, take shelter now. So very concerning situation there. Yeah, so we're going to continue to keep a very close eye on this storm. Interesting that, oh, there we go. We just got a severe thunderstorm warning here for portions of Stark County, it looks like. So that's not surprising, as Kyle was just mentioning, that we do have that rotation there in northern Stark County heading into southern portions of Bureau County. So Osceola, you're included in that. That goes until 5 o'clock. Bradford, Elmira included in that as well. So we are continuing with that severe thunderstorm warning there. And the tornado warning, of course, continues for portions of Bureau and Henry County. I think the threat for Henry County is winding down quite a bit, as this storm is now getting east of Neponset, where we have that indication of some rotation, as Kyle was just showing you on that different product that we have there. Several little areas of rotation as the storm continues to track off to the north and east. And again, one way that we look at how strong these storms are is just to look at the lightning, and you can see there are several lightning strikes within the last 15 minutes. So this storm has had no signs of weakening as it continues to move into a favorable environment for not only the potential of a tornado, but also for some large hail. So that tornado warning continues here. This is about 9 miles east of Kewaunee near Neponset, moving off to the east at 40 miles per hour. So we're still seeing the potential for maybe some $half size hail, as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds, and this is radar indicated that we could possibly have a tornado. So nothing has been confirmed, but we're going to keep a very close eye, especially just right around the Neponset area and points off to the east and southeast for that area of rotation and for that potential of a tornado. So yeah, any spotters on this, Kyle? Yes, I was just going to say we've got spotters on this. Let's go back to Max 2 here. I'm going to go up to the chroma key, and you could see what we're seeing here now is this is the notch, and you can see it matches perfectly, unfortunately, with that area where we have these two tornadic vortex signatures popping up. Route 40 and just to the east is the threat right now. So if you're in southwestern Bureau County, shelter now. Also, again, Tiscua, you're not exactly in that warning, but hey, this is heading right towards you. This is only strengthening. Right now, the temperature is near 80 degrees in Princeton. It's in the 50s in our Iowa counties. So we have a lot of energy for the storm to work with. And what I'm noticing, what I'm not liking here is that you see this little notch starting to form here where we have a little bit of a deviation of that. That is really starting to get organized. So I'm going to name off some communities here. You might not be under the tornado warning yet, but Tiscua, Princeton, Wyanett, start moving to your shelter now. This storm is racing off to the northeast at around 40 to 50 miles an hour. Eventually, Hennepin, Bureau Junction, Depew, Hollowayville, Seatonville. You folks should be starting to think about, hey, maybe it might be time to get to shelter. Again, the tornado warning is focused right now for southwestern Bureau County, but we've got these little spinning icons here. Those are what we call tornadic vortex signatures picking up here, one near Neponset and one just to the southeast of Neponset here, really right along the Kentville Road area. So we continue to watch that. If we go back to Max 1, Kyle's got the velocity pulled up here.
And it really matches well with that inflow notch that you were talking about, Kyle, just to the east of Neponset. So right pretty much almost over County Highway 40 there, County Road 40. So right around 1050 North Avenue as well as County Road 40, 800 East Street. That's where we do have that rotation
this is going to be
to the east of Neponset.
Folks, and this is right there is Sheffield. I don't think it's popping up, but you see right there, I apologize for turning my back to you, but right there, that is Sheffield, Illinois. So Sheffield, get in your shelter now. What I'm really concerned about that right there, crossing into, yeah, look at that. That might be a circulation there. The problem is once we get this far out on radar, folks, this is one of the fringe counties for the National Weather Service office. So Bureau County, Quad Cities takes care of, Stark County, Lincoln takes care of, in Marshall County. So the radar data is not, we're not looking at the base of the storm, we're looking a little bit further up in the clouds. So something to take in consideration here. So when we start seeing these really strong rotations, it gets very concerning because it's usually pretty hard to see. But you can see, you got something, Kyle?
Yes, we just got an update in the northern portion of Bureau County. We now have some reports of some 2-inch hail. So that is the size, that's about the size of a hen egg. So 2-inch hail, that's between golf ball and baseball size hail. So not only are we concerned with the tornado in Bureau County, we're concerned for large hail in the northern portion of Bureau County as well. So I'm going to take a look at the hail product here. And actually this might be, this is the part of the county that is under a tornado warning as well as a severe thunderstorm warning. So hail and a tornado are going to be the possibility.